and welcome to Cobalt Richard Tech. Hope you're having an amazing day. Today we're going to be doing something a bit different and a bit short just for the sake of getting something on this channel, but I'm also covering something that's really cool. Now, Plants vs. Zombies is a game that originally came out in 2009, and considering that is more than 10 years old at this point, I would consider that game retro. But I'm not covering Plants vs. Zombies. I found Plants vs. Zombies Fusion thanks to this YouTuber right here, Ramen Roman, which, as the name implies, is a Plants vs. Zombies derived game, and I thought it was just a mod that you could just slap a bunch of files into the original game, but it's also kind of like its own game in and of itself. So it's not really a mod, more like a full-on fan remake using aspects of the original game. Now, I've been wanting to check out this game for a while, and as some of these thumbnails might show you, Plants vs. Zombies Fusion, especially in the later game, is an incredibly difficult game, and not quite in the same ways that the original version of Plants vs. Zombies was. See, the whole gimmick of Plants vs. Zombies Fusion is that, as the player, you are able to fuse plants together to create bigger, stronger, and a lot of times, absolutely cursed plants to defend your home. But that's not the only thing that changed. There is a whole other meta involving this game, with a metric crap ton of different plants, a metric crap ton of different zombies, and a lot of different mini-games, all with their different strategies. Plants vs. Zombies Fusion is arguably an entire game in and of itself. It's not just a mod. And it is incredible what the developer of this game is able to do, and how detailed and in-depth the strategy can be with this kind of game. As you may see here, I run macOS now. So as of right now, there is no macOS version of this game, but since this video is existing, there is a way around that. I tested it, it does work. I'm really excited because I want to play Plants vs. Zombies Fusion at this desk, and I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. See, the basic philosophy of getting anything Windows related running on Mac uses a software called Wine. For whatever reason, I was having a hell of a time getting Plants vs. Zombies Fusion to run with vanilla Wine, but I found a little bit of a workaround that actually lets this happen, and it runs really well. If you just Google search Plants vs. Zombies Fusion, you're going to see a bunch of links to shady sites because apparently this game is popular enough to put on those websites that you honestly should not trust. And that's because most of the websites that you can see easily on Google or Bing or DuckDuckGo or whatever you like to use, there's like a 95% chance it's not actually from an official source. And that's because I'm pretty sure the original developer doesn't have a proper website, or at least not one that you can see in America because the developer is Chinese, so it's not exactly easy to see stuff directly from the source if you live in the West. However, there is an officially recognized Discord which does host a bunch of different versions of the game, including versions that are officially translated by a couple of specific groups. As far as I'm aware, that's known to be safe, but if you just Google it or DuckDuckGo it or whatever, there's a pretty solid chance that might not be safe to some degree. So if you can, use the official Discord. So right here on the desktop, I have the game's files, you know, the normal exe, Unity, crash handler, pretty much everything that you get when you download the game. And the other thing that you'll need is a program called Whisky. At least this is the one that I have found that does work. There may be other similar programs. What Whisky is a front end to that program, Wine. It basically packages everything together in a way that's a little bit more user-friendly for setting things up. But as you might be able to see from this note down here, Whisky is not actively being maintained anymore. So there's a chance that whatever you're going to run with Whisky, whether it's a future update of PVZ Fusion or some other software, there's a chance it might not work. But at least with the current version of PVZ Fusion being 2.6.1, it does absolutely work. So this is the interface for Whisky. Usually when you run it for the first time, there's like a button here. I didn't really get footage of the first time setup. I really should have. But this is basically the interface for Whisky. It's going to have you set up something called a bottle. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure what it is. It's just like a container for like all of the Windows stuff. You could basically just put it in the default directory. You know, name it whatever you want. If we go ahead and hit run and then navigate to PVZ Fusion, select the exe, open, and that's it. It's just opening the game from here. You don't need to download any other extra files or fiddle around with extra settings. For me, it just worked. It actually, for real, just worked. And this is just a notice right here that says, hey, if you downloaded this from anything other than the official stuff, it's probably got a virus. And there's a link to a multilingual version here in case you want to play it in a language that's not English or Chinese. As you can see, I've already played a few levels. I already know this runs great. On my N1 Mac, this is honestly more than I was hoping for. And just to show you a little bit of how this game works, honestly, if you can handle a little bit more of a, let's say, spicy version of Plants vs. Zombies, I highly recommend that you check these out yourself. From here, you can just select your plants, and you can also see that unlike the original version of the game, the plants don't immediately gray out or disappear when you select them, and that's because you can select them again, because this game has many ways to get a metric crap ton of sun, as you may see here in a minute, and pretty much every plant can be fused together to make different plants. What do I mean by that? Well, just check this out. So in the default adventure, you start out with 500 suns, and right now it's just showing me the glove mechanic. Ooh, it's putting me through a tutorial. So a little bit of a spoiler here, this guy is a fused plant, and it can get a twin sunflower by merging two sunflowers. Now normally in the vanilla version of the game you'd have to get a separate upgrade way down the line, but this fusion, along with many others, as soon as you get a plant, you can just do. So let's try moving a twin sunflower behind the cherry walnut. Learned how to use the gloves, blah blah blah. Oh, already! Oh man! You have assaulted me already. So you can see right there, I just dragged another pea shooter onto that pea shooter, and now suddenly I have a repeater, which is not something that you can do in the original game. Okay, things are getting aggressive already. So this guy is what you get when you merge a cherry bomb and a walnut. Ah, crap. That's a sun walnut, sun nut, whatever it's called. Oh, don't want to plant that. Oh, crap. Okay, now I can show you the cursed thing I wanted to show you. I'm pretty sure I need to get an upgrade for the glove or something to move zombies. But yeah, I wasn't kidding. Plants vs. Zombies Fusion. I literally just made a fusion of a sunflower and a pea. This is, and believe it or not, as cursed as this looks, it gets a lot better. And by better, I mean worse. And by worse, I mean better. This game is truly amazing, and I'm so glad I found Ramen Roman's channel about this game. Because as chaotic as this game is gonna get, I want to experience it. And yeah, and here's another thing a split pea doesn't normally do. The peas fling back and then forward like a boomerang. Now if I remember correctly, yeah, I could shake a cherry bomb and bam! Now the Gatling pea is even stronger. Yeah, I told you, this game gets crazy, dude. Now, for some plants, there are some limits. Like, I can't fuse a pea shooter with a twin sunflower. There are limitations, but it still gets crazy in depth, especially when you get into the Odyssey and Abyss game modes. There's so much packed in this game. I'm surprised anyone's able to develop this. It feels so wrong to put a cherry bomb on an already existing plant, but no, you can do that in this game, no problem. Oh crap. Oh crap. How many zombies was in that? What? I hate it when they stack like that. Firepower going. I know it's a final wave. I'm safe either way because, you know, I haven't used any lawnmowers. Oh, nice. I unlocked Potato Mine. Cool. But yeah, that is Plants vs. Zombies Fusion, a game that I've been wanting to check out for a while, and I finally figured out how to make it work on a modern Mac. But yeah, I hope that serves as a good guide on getting Plants vs. Zombies Fusion, or really many other Windows apps, running on a Mac without virtualization software and just using something based off of Wine. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, please feel free to like and subscribe. And if you want to see more, you can always check out the links in the description, including my music, my friends' music, and my Patreon page that starts at $1 a month. Speaking of the Patreon page, I do have to thank Kilo supporter Indian Mac for helping make Cobalt RetroTech possible. Thank you. And with all that being said, I'll see you in the next video.